Peace, fam. Hold on a second. There's a light in here. Hold up. So, a little quick recap. I'm getting ready for work, and I got to go take my final test to get on the floor as a server. These people have been playing around with me because they, a list of reasons. Mostly because I'm strong and composed and masculine. So I've been training for 3 weeks, making all kinds of other people all kinds of money, and so they're just now gonna get ready to release me. I'm taking my final test. I got to do a server audit with the main guy. His name's Paul, and yeah, so they can't stop me no matter what. So a little recap on the internal squeezes and the arm swings. Yesterday I went to jiu-jitsu in the morning, and then I ran 12 miles, and hills, and about 3 or 4 miles in, I ran hills, and when I was at the top, I started the arm swings. I probably did about 5-10 minutes of arm swings, and then I was doing squeezes, standing and seated. And one thing that I can say about the squeezes is that my hands and my forearms feel like a lot more of like a fullness, if that makes sense. Like, so like you said, if the tendons are attached to the ligaments, which are attached to the muscles, which are attached to the bone, they're all attached, and like you said, the muscles move the skeletal system, and it's much more of a fullness. I've been doing so much jiu-jitsu, my grip strength has been getting crazy, but most of it is just a grab, and so, and we're going so hard, like my wrists and everything were like starting to pop, and I know it's not a joint. I know it's not anything with my wrist joints or anything. I know it's not anything with the joints. So it's really just that my muscles were being strained to the point where, my tendons were not being activated enough to where they could catch up. And so I did a ton of squeezes. The top of my forearm, I could feel like a soreness in the top of my forearm. And what you had showed me, squeeze on the very tips of the finger. That's where all the focus is. On the very tips of the fingers, towards and out, to really stretch the tendon, but while keeping these, trying to keep these as pinched as possible. So, and then with the swings, after I had been running, I ran these hills, I was doing the swings, and I had noticed, like, the weightedness of my arms, and especially like while I was running, I had a tendency to like almost, not force it, but there was still tension in my shoulders. And I think it's really because when I had banged on my shoulder, I had overcompensated, like babying it, like, and it, without even thinking about it, I was just kind of trying to hold it together like it would fall apart or something, without just letting it go, using my natural frame, which I've healed completely since then. And I'm even a lot stronger than I was before the injury. So I did the swings, and I noticed the weightedness, and also I had been working on my breathing a lot in jiu-jitsu. My cardio is at an all-time high. Like I said, I just ran 12 miles, and no smoking, no drinking, no nothing, and meditating too. And on the top of this hill, when I run these hills, I get up to the top, close my eyes, and meditate. So I noticed like a weightedness in the bottom of my stomach, And what I feel like this, because you have showed me these drills and I had used them on and off, since then, especially the squeeze. And so, you know, I'm throwing my hands around. This is, I'm, I'm throwing my hands around. And this is how I plan on finishing my opponent with strikes. I mean, we don't know. We don't know. We'll go wherever the fight goes. I've been working so much on my jiu-jitsu that if he gets on the ground, if it goes to the ground, I can almost guarantee a submission as well. But we start standing. I don't think it'll even make it that far. To be honest with you, it won't make. I don't think it'll make it out of the first round. So I appreciate you, and I'm gonna stay up on the videos. I'm gonna continue to drill, and add it as supplementation to my training. And I appreciate you. Um, like I said, I'm getting ready to go break through some glass ceilings uh, in the Matrix. So um, yeah, but I appreciate you, fam. I'm about to peep the next one. Said something about whip. So, but also this weightedness too, like with the arm swings, and especially after I've done focus on this squeeze, my hands have a lot more blood flow to them, and there's much more of a weightedness to my hands. So the swing, you can feel the swings much more fluidly, like relaxed. And after you run for 12 miles, you don't have much energy to be uptight. So you're naturally relaxed, and I think this is helping me a lot with sitting down on my punches, like noticing this weightedness, not trying to like force any of it, but just being aware of the weight and my frame and which ways to throw the chi around, basically. So um, like I noticed it when I was doing heavy bag drills. There's a video of me just working on this heavy bag. It was the first time in a while, and I wasn't my punches. I was starting to get frustrated because my punches weren't. They just weren't coming out right. They weren't coming out right. Not as loose as I would have liked them to be. Like, but I'm getting there. I'm getting right back. Especially with that. I mean, it doesn't take long for. Let's like riding a bike. It doesn't take long. And just let the combinations rip, let them fly out without having to body anything at all. So this is helping that a lot, and being wary of my own chi and my own weightedness when my foot actually hits the ground. Like then I can throw everything into it, and just be overall awareness, overall awareness, and a fullness, a fullness. A lot of times we overtrain the muscle, and the tendons become the tendons are like not utilized enough. This is why I did yoga for so long, and it really helped me. Like did yoga for the last couple of years, and it's elevated my game to a whole nother level. So I'm excited. Come October 15th, I'll be a professional fighter, and it's only the beginning. I appreciate you, fam.